Hello everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to this video today that is about the striking similarities of a surge in murder for hire plots from women, especially women in upper middle class households who seem to have everything. And today I'm comparing the Lindsay Shriver case to the murder for hire of Dan Markel. I'm comparing it to Wendi Adelson'S involvement in the Dan Markel murder because I see some striking similarities in this case. But first, let's go to a little bit of backstory in the Lindsay Shriver case, just in case you want to know some of the finer details and court dates in that case. Hello, everybody. I wanted to share some of the basic information about the Lindsay Shriver case, and just to get everyone up to speed about some of the background and the upcoming court dates, let me tell you a little bit about Lindsay. She's a former beauty and pageant queen, and she's accused of being involved in a plot to kill her husband, Robert, a former college football player for the Auburn Tigers with a stint in the NFL. The couple is from Thomasville, Georgia, and had reportedly been in the middle of a bitter divorce when police say that she asked two men to kill him. Here's what happened so far in the case. April 2023, Robert Shiver, according to the Thomasville Times-Enterprise, filed for divorce on April 5th, 2023, after being married to Lindsay Shriver for over 10 years. The newspaper reports that Robert Shiver said he wanted a divorce based on what he called Lindsay Shriver's adulterous conduct. He requested joint legal and primary physical custody of the couple's 3 children, their home, and a restraining order against Lindsay Shriver. Lindsay Shriver claimed any extramarital relationship she had was during the parties' separation and that her husband condoned it. She also alleged in the civil suit that her husband injured her and that she no longer felt safe in their home. In July 2023, Lindsay Shriver and 2 men, one of whom she is romantically linked to, are arrested in the Bahamas, and she and Robert Shiver owned a house there. The Bahamas Court News writes that police officers uncovered a plot to kill her husband while investigating a break-in Grabber's Bar and Grill on Guana. They looked into a burglary. Police reviewed messages from a phone, combing through all the data. They reported finding messages detailing a plan to kill Robert Shiver. August 2023. In court, Lindsay Shriver is released on a $100,000 bail. 2 men arrested are released on a $20,000 bail. They were required to wear an ankle monitor, check in at the local police department 3 times a week, and keep a daily curfew. Lindsay Shriver was required to give her passport to the U.S. Embassy and remain in the Bahamas until her next court date on October 5th. Her terms of release also involved wearing a monitoring device, and she was not allowed to leave her home between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. It was around this time that she spoke to the New York Post. "It has been really tough," she told the newspaper. When the New York Post asked if she thought the case against her was overblown, Lindsay nodded. "I really can't say too much right now," she said, "but it's been hard, but I can't speak about it." NewsNation later obtained body camera footage in August showing police responding to a confrontation between Lindsay Shriver and her husband that happened on July 16th. In October 2023, her court appearance, Lindsay Shriver appeared with the 2 men arrested with her in the Bahamas courtroom. Her lawyer asked the judge to speed up the legal proceedings. The newspaper wrote, the hearing was postponed until December. Prosecutors said that they had not completed the voluntary bill of indictment at that time. In December, Court TV writes that Lindsay Shriver and the men pleaded not guilty during the formal arraignment in December. A trial date of March 4th was set, and Lindsay's next pretrial appearance is scheduled for January 31st. All 3 defendants, Court TV says, are out on bail under the condition that they stay in Nassau and are tracked by ankle monitors and adhere to curfew. During a later date, a judge rules Lindsay Shriver is allowed to go to Alabama to see her family over Christmas and stay there until the trial starts in the Bahamas next March. However, she cannot leave Alabama unless it's for divorce or custody proceedings in Georgia. Lindsay Shriver is also not allowed within 100 feet of Robert Shiver. Robert Shiver has asked the judge to strike the request out of concern for his safety. All right, so isn't it interesting that Lindsay gets to spend Christmas and New Year's with her parents? Not sure if she's allowed to see the children, but time will tell. Let's keep following this case, and I hope everyone's having a happy New Year. All right, so now that we're all up to speed about the Lindsay Shriver case and the murder for hire of her husband, and thankfully he was not killed and this was not brought to fruition, thank God. Her trial should be this March. There's a lot of trials going on, including the Donna Adelson trial, and eyes are definitely going to be on both of them. But I just think that, you can't exactly say that this was a copycat crime, but the similarities are striking, and let's take a look at them. It was alleged that Lindsay Shriver had cheated on her husband, and I was speaking to some sources about Wendi Adelson, and while there is no exact proof, it was alleged in Charles Adelson's trial that Wendi was on dating apps as she was dating Jeffrey Lacoste. That's not with Dan Markell, but there have been speculations that Wendi did like to date. Both women were being questioned about their mental health. Lindsay was under immense pressure from her in-laws. Now, it wasn't exactly the case in Wendi Adelson's divorce, but there was definitely squabbles over the kids, and also Wendy's law license was being threatened, along with questions about her mental health. And then both women were being accused of being bad mothers. There was, in Lindsay Shriver's case, there was lots of police being called. In Wendy's case, there was just lots of chatter and allegations about her behavior towards Dan, not letting Dan spend time with the boys or vice versa. But a lot of these women have toxic femininity traits, and you could call it narcissism. I don't know what you want to call it. Toxic femininity and rage, and has to probably, a lot of people might speculate it could be mental illness, especially with Donna Adelson. And we do not know Wendi Adelson's complete involvement. It does seem like there's more evidence from Lindsay Shriver with that WhatsApp text, but it was kind of interesting that she used WhatsApp, especially because it's alleged that Wendi used WhatsApp, and she's gotten away with this allegedly for the past 10 years almost. So a lot of people on WhatsApp. It's definitely another similarity, but I'll keep you all posted about these hearings and these trials for both of these cases. Also, the Shanna Gardner and the Justice for Jared Brightigan case. So want to wish everyone a happy new year, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful 2024. Have a great day.